Why are most mortgage arrangers so bad at picking the phone up and generating their own mortgage appointment leads? Talk to me. You weren't expecting that one, were you?
I wasn't expecting that one actually, but would you expect a conveyancer, solicitor, to get on the phone to your applicant database and start generating their own leads? I think, I think to answer that question properly, Chris, I think we have to go back to what is the mortgage advisor there to do, okay, and what is every staff member there to do. I mean, historically, there was high volumes of foot traffic through an estate agent's door. Okay, when I started an estate agency, I wasn't there just to say, okay, I'm not picking up the phone. I was picking up the phone. I was, helping out. I was registering applicants, and with a real sort of member of the team to get involved in that process. I think
that doesn't sound like most mortgage arrangers to me.
Well, you'd be surprised. I think a lot of mortgage arrangers, when they're branch based, yes, it's not in their job description, but they do get involved because it's a bit of give and take, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think, however, certain models of mortgage brokers have changed over the years, and we have found and also the way that clients want to interact with their mortgage broker. They do want a service that enables them to email documents. They don't want to come in on the Saturday with all their paperwork. They want to be able to have the illustrations as quickly as possible, and review and make purchasing decisions quicker. So,
but you're not answering the question. Why aren't the vast majority of branch-based mortgage arrangers being proactive? They almost expect it to be given to them on a conveyor belt, all the leads.
Okay. So,
yet at the same time, there's a responsibility for the negs to generate their own leads.
That's right, and I think ultimately it's about what's in your job description. And if you're in your job description as a neg is to produce a certain number of mortgage appointments, then there's no reason why a manager can't mandate that needs to be done. Okay, in a mortgage advisor's job description, generally, it's not mandated to produce leads.
Are most mortgage arrangers employed by the estate agent, or are they self-employed?
Well, this is what goes back. So effectively, there's quite a number of different ways you can interact with a mortgage broker or firm. You can have an independent that's working in your branch, and that conversation definitely needs to be had. It definitely needs to be had about what am I there to do? Because I think there is an element of the leads are being provided aren't any good, or I want you to provide more leads. So you have a negotiator just send in through this lead, or anyone they register, whether they want to speak to you or not. But you have a fantastic lister that understands the process, that sees it as part of the whole process, and they have a much higher conversion rate.
You see, I'm of the opinion that an awful lot of decent mortgage arrangers and decent valuers are very good at converting the person when they're sat in front of them.
Yeah.
But are absolutely atrocious at generating the lead in the first place.
The valuers
and mortgage arrangers.
Okay, generating the lead. Okay.
Because I think it requires a different skills. Most mortgage arrangers and most valuers, they're people, they're outward going, but they find it very difficult to self-generate. And how many mortgage arrangers who are red hot, who decide to go self-employed, fall on their face because they were very good at converting them when the leads are coming through on the conveyor belt?
Yeah.
You must have seen plenty of those.
I have, and I think it's no different to a fantastic valuer who leaves a corporate and sets up an estate agency and think, well, what's going on here? Because I haven't got the leads.
So what would you say to those mortgage arrangers? How can they get over that? It is a fear.
It is a fear, and I think it is definitely, it's about practice, and I think it's about having...
You've done it, haven't you?
I have, yes, I have done.
What did you do to get over that fear?
Not have any money, have a baby on the way, have a need to earn, but also, as a driven person, as many entrepreneurs who set up an estate agency, who set up a mortgage brokerage they go out there with the attitude that not worrying about rejection, and I think it's about moving
How
on
did you
and moving
learn?
forward.
Was it genuinely a fear that you had to put food on your family's table?
No, I wouldn't say it was that. No, I mean I've always been driven in terms of making sure that the
Because you were
business wants
once
to move
number one
forward.
agent, number one mortgage advisor in the UK, weren't you, for your firm?
For the firm, yes, yeah. I mean it was
And you were a big
it was
firm.
great times, yes, yeah. It was good
So
times,
come on,
yeah.
and what would you say to mortgage arrangers listening to this? How are they going to get over that fear?
Conversational selling. I think that's the biggest thing. Is that everybody you're speaking to is understanding that everybody wants to talk about money. Yeah, whether they say they do or they don't, they want to understand. If you can save someone some money, people want to hear it. So I think having a good conversation. I think a lot of negs are, and this could be for want of training, but a lot of negs are fearful of having that conversation, of bringing a conversation around to mortgages, and sometimes it's because they don't understand mortgages.
So hold on a second. We've got mortgage arrangers themselves who are fearful,
Yeah.
and they're kind of responsible for the training of their negs,
Yes.
who are also fearful.
Yes.
Is it no wonder that we, as an industry, estate agency is pretty awful about converting mortgage leads?
Yes. Yeah, I think 100%. I think ultimately it is the more knowledge you have about any particular subject, the easier it is to sell to someone. I think we both agree on,
I agree
on
with
that.
that.
So I think once agents are trained by, and it is a responsibility, I believe, of providing from the mortgage brokers to provide information. Mortgage market's changing all of the time, and knowledge is power. Buy-to-let market, for example, there's a lot more transactions where clients are buying them through limited companies rather than in their personal names. And if you was to explain to a negotiator and say, have you asked a question of this buy-to-let landlord, are they looking to purchase under their personal name, or are they looking to purchase under a limited company? That prompts a conversation. The landlord may say, well, no, I haven't heard of that. Okay, we'll speak to our advisor because they're the experts in that, and the lead comes over. So it's more of a conversational.
And does that have? Do you think that has to come from the mortgage arranger to start with?
Of course, yeah. I mean, we understand our industry.
Do you think we train our mortgage arrangers enough? When I say we, I'm talking about the industry.
No, definitely not. No, I'm a massive believer in training in the mortgage industry. I think the business development managers have a mandate to go out to brokers nationwide, and they do a fantastic job imparting their knowledge of the new products, of what's happening in the industry, and quite often a lot of mortgage brokers cancel their appointments or don't see them as important. And I think the more you can engage with the BDMs and understand what's happening in the industry, understand the mortgage products, that's really where you can add value, and you can then sort of deliver that to the negotiators.
So that's
and
your
your
message.
introducers.
That's your message to the mortgage arrangers out there that speak to these BDMs, business development managers, and get the training so you can train yourself and the staff.
I think the good ones are doing it already.
Yeah.
And I think there's an element of people that sometimes don't see the value. And I would say just look around, see the value that can bring, and use it to your advantage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.